The following is a presentation of the Chicago Wolves.
And welcome into the Allstate Arena for Chicago Wolves hockey tonight. The Wolves playing host to a new divisional foe, the Rockford IceHogs. All right, let's take a look at the Allstate goaltender matchup for the game tonight. And you see Fred Brathwaite will make his first appearance for the Wolves this season. The parent Atlanta Thrashers have lost Kari Lettinen for at least a week. And with his injury, Andre Pavlik has been called up to Atlanta. Freddie Brathwaite is going to carry the mail here for at least a while, maybe longer than that. And Corey Crawford, the Chicago NHL team, is figuring that he is their goaltender of the future.
Should be a great rivalry, though, the next bunch of years.
It figures to be just that. Kevin Dole will get the call with his line mates, the so-called checking line for the Chicago Wolves. And that's because the Dave Boland line is the starting for Mike Havlin, Boland, Versteeg, and Frazier. And these guys have had a great start. They've had, in the 4 games played, they've had just 7 goals between them.
Turnovers usually teams feast on when they have some speed and skill.
St. Pierre works his way deep with a quick shot. Stand-up save, Brathwaite, rebound loose. And Brathwaite needed to make a second save when the Wolves looked like they pucked around him but never got control of it. Martins comes out. There's it over the line. Here's Schultz looking in front, but it never got to Giroux.
Nice little redirect. Great hit there by Pilash stepping up.
Pilash a big hit. Then Blunden goes after Pilash, who delivered the blow, and Michael Blunden is going to get tagged for a penalty here. That looked like a good hit, but Blunden coming to the aid of a team. Across Kwiatkowski's line, shot the bad save made by Crawford. Wolves come up with it off the board. Here's a quick shot attempt that's broken up, and another penalty coming up to Rockford. A 2-man advantage for a minute and a half now for Chicago.
When he received it, it was on him.
The first penalty over. Now Kwiatkowski walks into the shot. He scores! Kwiatkowski rocketed a wrister past the stick side of Crawford, and the Wolves come through with a 1-man power play advantage.
Face-off wins. How important. If you're a penalty killer, you win it. You get relief. It goes down. But the Wolves win the face-off. They get it back to Kwiatkowski. A man upended, and that gave a lane to Kwiatkowski. He's able to walk right to the slot. There's a lot of traffic in front of the goal, and I'm sure Crawford doesn't need, and a redirection off the stick in front of the goal, and that's why it changes direction. Yeah, straight up into the air, and a nice shot, but that was Preston Ryan, the former Manitoba defenseman, who got a stick in the lane. Boy, if you're going to do that, you got to make sure you get all the puck and the redirect.
Here's big Dustin Bufflin, whose pass is broken up, comes back to him. He goes rink wide, and Henry got it out. And an offside whistle, and DeVoe didn't like that hit, and a little bit of a stare down, and they're going to drop the glove trophy, and a big right hand delivered by DeVoe. Trophy a little difficult to getting started, but as soon as that contact was made at the blue line, as the whistle was sounding, both players, I think, knew what was going to happen next. Here, there, put it out in front. Oh, and that pass just failed to connect. LaValle comes out. Jordan LaValle rolled it ahead, a centering attempt, and LaValle scores! Jordan LaValle set up beautifully from the wall by Joey Crabb, and it's a 2-0 Wolves lead.
That's a beauty, and I think actually LaValle does not get a lot on the shot. It's a bit of a changeup, and that fools Crawford, but I love this pass. I think the most difficult but prettiest pass is the backhander, and I believe Joey Crabb, as he waltzes down the left side, after this good opportunity is missed in front of the net by Brouwer. LaValle picks it up, he's going to dish it to the left side, and Crabb, yes, on his back end, through traffic, right on the tape, and the shot was not a hard one, but it was placed perfectly and may have fooled Crawford. He saw Brouwer back in good position, but did not have a clue where the puck was as it slid by him, but on the tape of LaValle, and he one-timed it for a 2-0 lead.
Parent Club decided he needed some more seasoning. This is the place he'll get. He's playing a lot, playing in every situation here for Rockford. St. Pierre works the end boards, and help from Brouwer. That came free to Stewart, he'll clear.
Good hard work by Brian Simmons. The man draped all over him. He won the battle and got it down.
But Billy, you talked about a potential rivalry developing. It has not taken long with a few extracurriculars already. Here's a throwaway by Freddie. Cost him a goal. Parker rolled it ahead for Stieg deep into the zone. Stieg for St. Pierre. Over Stieg out of the corner for St. Pierre. Deflected in front of quick shot. And the rebound for St. Pierre just off the post. He tucks it in, and a power play goal for Rockford. It's 2-2. Martin throws this one in, but no puck pursuit from the Wolves this time. They'll have to chase back. Instead, it's going to be a breakaway. There's a one-on-one down, and he scores. Takes Dowell. Throws it back ahead. DeVoe steps in. Takes a look. Centering Stewart, a tip, and a good save by Crawford. Held in by Fahey. He goes around the wall with it. And there's a penalty coming up as St. Pierre went down, and then Golden, like St. Pierre, gave him a whack in the back of the neck. That will draw a lot of attention, and gloves and fists flying everywhere. St. Pierre and I believe Dole, that was the original confrontation, and Dole was really unhappy with something St. Pierre had done, gave him a whack in the back of the legs, and that's why the IceHogs all came to his aid.
Well, I heard a hat, and I thought it was goal stick initially, but no call was made at that time, and I'm not sure what happened after that with St. Pierre. They were unable to get the puck, but Bufflin definitely with his size able to push both guys to the side and no play. Good!
Great job by Bufflin without a stick to be able to make a play, using his big body to prevent a scoring attempt. Now a first save by Brathwaite, then a second, and that's the third. They score. Brathwaite did his job making the first few saves, but the IceHogs continue to. Parker with a two-man advantage. St. Pierre to Parker to Bufflin. That pass was off the mark. Dustin wanted a one-timer. And he returns the favor by making a 4 feet to Parker, but now they go down low. Stand-up save Brathwaite. Able to beat Boland. Boland goes back to the line with it. Bufflin takes a look to Parker. He waits, walks in. Now gave it to Boland. London's out in front. Boland goes through the blue paint to St. Pierre. Now Bufflin wants to change sides with Parker. There's Boland walking right in. And a save by Brathwaite. Rebound hit the side of the goal. Boland got it back. He finds Parker. The puck jumped away momentarily. St. Pierre, now the first Wolves penalty is St. Pierre. His shot blocked to Parker. His shot gloved by Brathwaite.
Brathwaite had a lot of company.
Henry, who turned it in. This was picked up by Kwiatkowski. Now the Wolves penalties all have expired. And Kwiatkowski, a full-headed save, put it to the right wing side. Schultz missed the net. And a slight bit of contact. The Wolves had a man make a little bit of contact with Crawford. That was Kwiatkowski, who tried to pull up. It appeared he did not want to hit the goalie. But still, that drew some attention from the IceHogs. Now Oystrick in a stare now with London. They've had quite a confrontation, and Oystrick just gave a whack. He's going to get a penalty. And now coming to the aid was Fraser as he now eats a right hand from Oystrick. And Nathan Oystrick had one thing in his mind on this shift.
He certainly did, and that wasn't the first guy he was after.
No.
But we did see last year quite a battle with Party, and you can see I think Oyster did get one right into the muck of Fraser. Fraser saw what was developing, and he was ready for Oyster too. But Nathan Oyster could throw it. We witnessed that last year. And there's no doubt on that shift, he was doing a lot of chatting.
40 seconds to go in the Wolves power play. Well, they had to bang this ahead. It was going to be an offside play, and they decided to let him go. Now Brian Fahey holds it into LaValle and put it down low. Oh, it was just behind Pospisil. Now another penalty going to be called. Carl Pila. Steve Martin. Kwiatkowski goes into the top of the ring. The pass did not connect with it from Giroux.
Well, Giroux has to elevate that, but it's a short pass, so it's very difficult to get it up and get it down quickly. Nice intercept. The forwards really do read the play well for Rockford and drop back and get into those passing lanes. You got to be smart with the puck.
Let's move back in. Giroux Kwiatkowski to Pilar, one-timer, and that's picked aside by Crawford. Now Giroux to Martins. He tried to separate, hit a Rockford player, went in. Martins was trying to get it through the goal mouth to Schultz. And the Wolves get a fortunate bounce, now down by one.
Jordan Henry's the defenseman. And most defensemen, they really hate when this happens, but they're only doing their job, and all he is watching the pass and trying to get his stick down. He thinks the play might go through that area. It hits the blade of his skate, and boy, does it elevate, goes right under the bar. You can actually hear it hit the pipe. But Schultz is available. He's a right-handed shot. It would have been a perfect feed if it goes through the legs, but it does not. It hits the left skate blade and goes immediately up under the bar for a power play marker, and now 4-3. Communication the best in the own zone for making smart plays and decisions, and I think we just saw that.
Krog wins the draw. Now Pilar to Kwiatkowski to Pilar. LaValle to the front of the net. Now a centering pass, just failing to connect. It's held in by Kwiatkowski. Krog to the front. There's LaValle down low. Trying to center. Oh, that just deflected away. Now Kwiatkowski. Pilar. LaValle to the front. There's Pospisil, I should say Crab, and another centering pass winds up with Kwiatkowski. LaValle centering attempt, that deflected back to the line. Pilar to Krog to Pilar to Krog, one-timer, and it's a rebound score! Jordan LaValle there to cancel the rebound off the pad of Crawford, and now it's a 4-4 game.
I was actually thinking to myself that you really on a power play, you can't fall in love with the same play over and over. You talked about it, the back door. The Wolves finally get away from that. They put 3 men in an umbrella. They get a couple of great shooters on the point, and then Jason Krog, a right-handed shot, lets it go. The two forwards get behind the defense. The shot does get through. Crawford makes the initial stop, but LaValle, a left-handed shot, has an empty net. And a nice goal, but a very smart play to get away from all the Wolves plays that were not working. The defense was very good. They go up top to the skilled guys, they play the umbrella, they move the puck well, the shot's on net, and it ends up in the net.
A minute now for the Wolves power play. LaValle. Let his drop pass picked off, and the race is on, and here comes Freddie out of the net. He fell down. The goal was gaping, but the Dow couldn't pick up the loose puck.
Freddie hesitated. He came out initially, and then he stopped.
Wasn't sure what to do, and the rust you talked about earlier for just not playing basically since last spring.
I think so. That is not him.
Barker waits for the long Richard. Hit the goal post. No goal. He was knocked down with a high stick, says referee Morton.
Yeah, you can hear the whistle. Well, that is a bit of a break, although the right call is made. IceHogs not really arguing the point. Although Mike Havlin is. But that good puck, but what a play by Brian Simmons in the last second to in front of the net, lift the stick, and take away a scoring chance for Boland. The Wolves at a couple of times had an opportunity to maybe win a puck to get it down the ice. They were unable to do that, and when that happens, that usually comes back to bite you. But earlier on, too, Stevie Martin with a heck of a block in the open ice. High stick in front of the net, just a little bit of a touch. Then it knocked it down, hit the post. Brathwaite, no idea. And the rebound to Boland, who scores, but the right call made.
Now back comes Canciola. Spins on the board, dropped it. Ryan put it across the long shot. Good save by Brathwaite. Maybe as good a stop as he has made tonight.
Especially with the traffic. You got a defenseman moving across the ice, and you got Blunden trying to redirect and screen. And Brathwaite stayed with it. Good concentration. Canciola pulls back, makes a play back to the point. Ryan across, a one-timer. And that's all Mitt. Nice save. Veered right into the glove of Brathwaite.
Kwiatkowski. Jesse Schultz to Joel Kwiatkowski. Into the final minute of regulation. Long shot, never got through as Giroux unable to redirect. Kwiatkowski, big hit to Giroux. Works to the corner. Behind. Behind, he sent it to Schultz. Couldn't find an alley. try to center. Eli couldn't get the proper angle of the stick. Now a quick shot into the glove of Crawford. Now Krog back to Fahey. Sends it across. The one-timer sticked away by Crawford. Give me another penalty coming up. The stick came up from one of the IceHogs. They get control now. A two-man advantage for Chicago.
Only 14 seconds, but the positive side, Pat, if it continues, it'll be a 5-on-3 into overtime. Late in the game.
All right, a two-man advantage for the Wolves. Let's see if they can capitalize on the gift that they have received. Now they'll have to do it in extra time if it is to happen in this situation. And that will finish the third period. And now the Wolves with a two-man advantage for half a minute to start extra time. Martin Giroux Schultz open up for Chicago. Look out in the bench. All right, Kwiatkowski. Carry it. But tried to catch it himself off the end board. This one though picked up by Schultz. Dropped it back. Krog. Giroux to Krog. He missed the one-timer.
Real quick. And insight. You're moving your body towards the player you just passed it to. Very awkward to get back in position to let it go. It was a tic-tac play, but not quite on.
Giroux spinning to the slot. The first Rockford penalty over. Now here's Schultz. His pass broken up, Dahl cleared.
Big break too there, Pat, because Fraser gave his stick up. Bufflin broke his stick, I believe, and the Wolves, even though it was a 5-on-4 with a man down, it was almost a 5-on-3 again.
Well, they put it ahead. Goal hit hard along the end board. And the IceHogs able to come out with it. Down into the zone. Hit hard by Nathan Oystrick.
Good time and nowhere to go. Dell just took the hit, got it ahead.
Goes back in, offside is what's
up to go flow and get set up into the offensive zone. 4-on-3.
All right, Kwiatkowski. Now it's cleared ahead. Martin's his check. Giroux tried to carry on. He went down momentarily. Martin's once more to Kwiatkowski. He wants Giroux. Kwiatkowski to Giroux, and he whiffed it a one-timer. And now the Rockford penalty over, so it's 4 skaters aside.
Good little setup, but just the pass too firm to handle. Those are the ones you dream about if you're a scorer, and we know Giroux has been able to put the puck in the net and pass. Very fortunate too, Pat, because when that went by him, with a man coming out of the box, if Rockford was able to control it, they could have 2-on-1 easily.
A dump in finds Stewart. He tried to center Dole, put it to Pilak. The shot is blocked. Pilak did well to keep that in, or they were off with a 2-on-1. Now Oystrick, his long wrister blockered away by Crawford. And St. Pierre able to clear it out of the zone.
I think that was a bit of a gamble on Pilak's part. With a backpedaling, getting out of there, he gambled and stayed in.
A turnover by Oystrick. Now Montiola able to make a play with it. It's cleared back into the Rockford zone. We get down to 2 minutes left in overtime. A dump in for Bolin. Able to fend off a checker. Dave Bolin has had a lot of ice time tonight. Played very well.
Solid player.
Now Valavic. Once the Wolves ahead. LaValle with Fahey going to the net. The pass intended for him was just a little too far. Back in, there's a shot and a save by Crawford. Anderson rolled it loose to LaValle. Denied. Oh, now a turnover, but Pilak's able to get it back. Gets in there for Schultz. Here it comes. Crawford gave a rebound. Oh, and Pilash's attempt went just high. He's got it back. Pilash. Kwiatkowski, a wrist for block. Now a counterattack. Chance St. Pierre knocked away. Good reach by Kwiatkowski. And a penalty is going to be called.
Absolutely. I'm not sure why Pierre would do what he did. Kwiatkowski shows you how much speed he's got. He was able to get back and defend very well. Looked like a break for St. Pierre. And then he decked Kwiatkowski. And with 1:08, the Wolves will go back on a power play. This is an opportunity up the middle. So one-on-one, but Kwiatkowski does a nice job of getting back and then shielding as the puck moves towards Brathwaite. He's just not letting St. Pierre go by, and St. Pierre gets in the cross stick to the small of the back and drops him.